Today I want to do something different than my usual repertoire. I want to address a problem that many people seem to run into during the beta weekends. What I'm talking about is that some people found it difficult in order to level up. Specifically, the problem I'm referring to is that some people found themselves to be too low level to progress to the next zone once they finished the zone they were playing in. However, others found themselves to be actually higher level than required. So, why do I think that there is this discrepancy between what people experienced? I think this happened because Guild Wars 2 allows you to play the game any way you want. This resulted in some people focusing on some activities while ignoring others, or perhaps even skipping content that they didn't even know was there. Unlike other MMOs, Guild Wars 2 doesn't offer an in-year path you must follow in order to level up. This in turn might result in some confusion until you get used to the system. Another issue might actually be players' expectations. Since Guild Wars 2 markets itself as allowing you to play any way you want, some people might actually get the impression that whatever activity they choose might actually allow for an easy level up. But this is only true to a degree. If I decide that I want to level up by grinding monsters, I can do that, however, it's gonna obviously take a lot longer. Everything has a price, and deciding to ignore the majority of the activities and focusing only on one or a few will result in you repeating those activities multiple times in order to keep up with people who diversify their gameplay and actually engage in all the activities. However, this does not mean that you actually need to do everything in order to keep up. You just need to select a number of activities that you enjoy doing if you don't want to repeat tasks. There is so much XP in the world that personally I was level 19 by the time I finished the level 15 zone. But let's take this one step at a time. So, first things first, what activities can you do in order to gain XP? Short answer would be everything, since everything you do in Guild Wars 2 rewards XP. However, let me go through each item one by one and show you how they look like and how to find them. Sometimes as you walk around the world, NPCs will try to grab your attention. Do not ignore them or think this is idle chatter. This will likely lead to dynamic events. In fact, this is exactly what happens here. We have arrived in the middle of a dynamic event. The event started from here but moved to the west. This NPC is simply telling us where to go in order to meet up with that event and participate in it. There is also hidden content in Guild Wars 2, like consider this scholar. She doesn't really try to grab our attention in any way, however when you talk to her, there's an event that spawns a veteran mob which you can kill and gain XP from.
This'll lead straight into the underworld, if it works right.
And if it doesn't?
I suppose we'll discover that later. Do it again sometime?
Oh, probably not. That never stops us, though.
When it comes to science, err on the side of curiosity.
Talking to NPCs can also be a good way how to uncover where dynamic events take place. In my experience, if an NPC is worried about something, he's gonna do something about it in the future, in the form of a dynamic event. And once again, this is what happens here. When this dynamic event was inactive, when we talked to Ranni, he was telling us how he was worried that the Sons of Svanir were teaching the Groll about the dragon spirit. Because of this, the Groll became aggressive, so Ranni decided to take matters in his own hands. He decided to build a fake army, made from ice and pieces of armor found across the battlefield. So when this event starts, the first thing the player must do is help Ranni get the armor pieces he needs for his statues. Once done, this will obviously reward the player with XP. It is always important to keep in mind that Guild Wars 2 is about the story. The same applies to dynamic events. This event doesn't end the moment you give the armor pieces to Ranni. Not at all. In fact, he will do exactly like he said he would. He will get those armor pieces and go build his fake army.
Halt! The Norn have assembled an army! So many Norn.
We cannot hope to defeat so many! Retreat! Run home, brothers!
And not only that, this will all finally tie together. Remember when this event was inactive and we talked to Rani, he told us how the Sons of Svanir were teaching the Groll about the dragon spirit? Well, here comes the shaman and uses that knowledge in order to animate our fake army and use it against us.
My army now. Run! Maybe they will kill you last. Dragon, give me your strength! Army, rise!
What? Oh no, I need to get help.
And this is all in fact a good example of how Guild Wars 2 diverges from other MMOs and might actually cause problems for people who aren't yet accustomed to it. Unlike other MMOs, here we don't have specific quest givers that we can go one after the other in order to follow the flow of a story. No, instead we have actually to learn about the area, learn what's going on, and then we have to wait for events to actually blow up, so to speak. This is also a good example of what I mean when I say that the best way to level up is to stop trying to level up. By following the story, we had at least 3 steps which gave us XP, not to mention all the monsters we killed and the XP that gave us as well. However, this mode of play does require patience, and not everyone will be willing to stop, wait around for things to happen, and interact with the different NPCs to learn what's going on. But don't despair. If you don't like doing these things, even though you might be missing a lot, in my opinion, there are other options that you can do in order to level up. If you find yourself that the way you enjoy playing the game doesn't give you enough XP to finish a zone, going to World vs World can help you get the extra XP you require. World vs World has a lot to offer. It's not just PvP, there is also PvE content that you can enjoy and level up quite quickly. In World vs World there are skill points that you can take, and these, being a level 80 area, will give you a lot of XP when achieved. There are also dynamic events you can do, and these too reward you with quite a good number of XP. Crafting is another activity you could do to level up. This, coupled with gathering, can actually offer you quite a good number of XP. In just 35 seconds of crafting, I easily earned 320 XP, which is quite substantial for Guild Wars 2. Gathering itself as an activity rewards you with XP as well. You notice that sudden boost of 500 XP I got? That is because of achievements, which is another way how to efficiently get XP and level up quickly. There are many different types of achievements, but if what you want is to level up quickly, daily achievements is what you should focus on. There are 4 tasks you need to complete in order to get your daily achievements, and these have tiers. You need to kill an X number of things, you need to kill a variety of things, you need to finish events, and you need to gather stuff. The killing tasks and the daily events task is likely to be finished through normal gameplay without even having to concentrate on it at all. However, if you miss the gathering part, you're still not gonna earn the full daily achievement, and this will actually make a big difference. Just consider that here every tier of the daily gathering task will give us a good number of XP. Also, when we finish the whole daily achievement, we will receive a chest, which will contain quite a substantial reward in terms of XP. See how the leveling bar goes up when I open the chest?
Like cooking. The more you love doing it, the better the results.
I tried breaking the tooth yesterday.
Every week I try. Every day dozens try. Nothing.
What happens if nobody can break it?
Silence that doubt. You sound like...
Achieving 100% map completion, including the home city map, will reward you with massive amounts of XP, as you can see here.
My legend grows!
What gives massive amount of XP and so should definitely not be neglected are the storyline missions. As you can see, a single storyline mission gives you 1/3 of a level worth of XP. Another activity that gives substantial amount of XP are dungeons. This is my level bar at the start of the dungeon, and this is my level bar at the end of the dungeon. Good amounts of XP are given for killing silver mobs, double that amount for killing the gold mobs, a good amount for finishing the dungeon, and a really large amount for doing dynamic events in the dungeon. Exploration also gives XP, with tasks such as unlocking waypoints, as well as unlocking locations of interest. You can also get XP by reviving people and NPCs, as well as by completing hearts. Guild Wars 2 also allows you to effectively play older content as well. Consider here, finishing a level 27 dynamic event, I get awarded with 950 XP. However, with the same level 27 character, if I go back and do a level 4 event, I am still rewarded unlike other MMOs. I only receive 1/3 the XP I would get from doing an actual level 27 event. However, I get to finish the event a lot quicker and the risks for my character are a lot smaller, which in my opinion it essentially keeps the efficiency on par. If you do not mind PvP, completing a PvP objective such as taking over a keep can reward you with a massive amount of experience. So in closing, I will repeat what I said at the beginning of this video. You can really level up any way you want. If you decide that the way you want to reach max level is by killing the first mob you find at the start of your gameplay over and over and over and over again, you can do that, but it's going to take a really long time. On the other hand, Guild Wars 2 offers a lot to do, and every single task will reward you with experience. You can really achieve max level without repeating anything if you really don't want to. But you have to look for content. Unlike other MMOs, content will not be presented to you on a silver platter. I am sure that some will argue that this is actually a failing on ArenaNet's part. The fact that you have to look for content and it's quite easy to actually miss it is a problem with the game, but in reality it isn't. It is the price to pay in order to have immersion. Dynamic events are essentially the heart and soul of Guild Wars 2. They are also the most effective way to level up. They, however, have a holistic approach to questing. Unlike other MMOs, dynamic events are not simply objectives to be reached, they're a story that needs to be experienced. Unfortunately, they might conflict with playstyles that seek to level up as quickly as possible. But it's important to understand that in Guild Wars 2, leveling isn't as important as other MMOs. The only thing that leveling does is opening gradually other new content to the players. In other MMOs, leveling might actually give you an edge over other players, but in this one it really doesn't. There is really no reason to rush in order to level as quickly as possible. In my experience, in a single zone there is more than enough experience required in order to reach the level intended by that zone. As I said, during my first beta weekend I reached level 19 in the level 15 zone. I didn't do PvP, I didn't go visit other areas except for my starter city and a bit the Char area just to complete a single storyline event. And I only repeated one dynamic event a few times in order to do my first video. What's perhaps even more indicative is on my second beta event I still ran across events that I had missed on my first beta weekend. So my suggestion is do play the game the way you like. However, if possible, try to include other activities. If you simply focus on achievements, it will automatically make you diversify your playstyle and include a lot of activities that will really make you level up quite quickly. Thanks for watching and have a good day.